I found a way to do it that was, now looking back, is relatively easy. But yeah, he has two methods of control.
Okay.
One is an RC. So I use an RCFR Sky remote that has like a digital display on it. And that's what I use for his tracks. Because I don't want his tracks to be controlled by anything other than me.
Right.
It's very, at 400 pounds, that could hurt somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, he rolled off onto my foot one day and I thought I was going to lose my toe. I kid you not. It was really, so I'm very cautious about that. But everything else is either ran through a program. It's called Kyber Systems. It's a homegrown controller. Basically, you can create scenes.
Okay.
So basically, I can create a scene that matches an audio clip with a movement, and then he can reenact that scene. So that's like what I use mostly.
To move them around.
And then I have an AI that basically uses 11 Labs and also ChatGPT, and it allows me to ask questions and have them respond. Now, I'm still refining that. I'm not an AI expert, and I use it. I don't want to get real technical here, but the way I use it is not in a traditional sense. I use it through a mobile device, whereas I'd like to have something on board him. So I'm actually sending the audio to him as opposed to being on board. But it's an illusion, right? People don't know that. They're just like, oh, it's really amazing. He's talking, and
do you get a lot of crazy responses?
I do, and the funny thing is with AI, you can actually, he has a whole bio. So like in his bio, he's going to know that I came on this show and had this conversation.
Yeah,
right.
So you add that to
I add it to it
every time. ChatGPT.
Cool. Yeah. So every time I take him to an event, every time he does something, like I went to the Ronald McDonald House here recently at a charity here, and I told him he was going to be at the Ronald McDonald House and he was going to see kids and all this other stuff. And so when they would talk to him, and he would be self-aware. He'd know exactly where he's at.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so I have it dialed down to where he can't, like if somebody, like somebody asked him about the presidency, like Trump or Kamala, right? He wouldn't answer it.
Right.
Like, I think ChatGPT in general avoids the question.
Right.
But like if anybody's like really mean to him, he tells them that they should be nicer. And so he has a personality built in now that pretty much guards from those odd questions.
Wow.
He doesn't call him, he doesn't say your mama was a snowblower.
So that's one of the scenes.
Right.
So I can do that one, or the locust chant.
Okay.
Yeah, because people ask for those all the time.
Right.
And so I've got those programmed in for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, common questions are like, how old are you? Like, where is Stephanie? Where is Newton Crosby today? Where is Ben? They don't really go into the whole Ben thing.
Imagine that.
but I get that a few times on TikTok, people.